Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horn, and I bring you a video tonight titled "The Only Way to Get the Women You Want." But before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space. They're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. Lastly, before we get started, I'm making some changes and I have some new things going on. I'll make some announcements at the end of the video, so hang in there with me. The only way to get the women you want. And I'm noticing that I'm meeting a lot of men, through coaching and, different mediums and things like that. And they're stuck in a place where they have women in their space that are not a complete representation of what they want, but the women are available to them. And there are other women that they want that aren't quite available to them, but they're entertaining them. They're right beyond their grasp. So I'm here to bring everything together to bridge this gap tonight. The only way to get the women you want. And the only way to get the women that you want is to become a man that you want yourself. You have to become a man that you want yourself. That means that you operate in masculinity, and masculinity is nothing more than knowing and accepting yourself and determining what kind of experience that you're going to give to women and to the world in general every day, and not settling for anything less than that exact experience coming right back to you. Masculinity is understanding who you are and accepting yourself. And once again, having balance, meaning that whatever you're giving, you expect that in return. That is masculinity, and you're not settling for anything less than what you're giving. That's masculinity. But, what I'm seeing on a consistent basis is that men are tolerating a lot of imbalance. They're tolerating a lot of inferior treatment because they don't know themselves. They haven't accepted themselves, and quite frankly, they don't love themselves. So when you operate in masculinity and you fully accept who you are, then the right women that you should want are going to be very apparent to you because you want yourself. A woman cannot adequately want you until you want yourself. That's how important masculinity is, and that's how balanced it creates your life. And I'll just, introduce, before I even get into that, let's go a little deeper into masculinity, right? So if you're a masculine man, the only man that's capable of having a balanced and fulfilled life is a masculine man. If you're a masculine man, you're not hiding. You're not hiding anything about yourself. When you meet women and you step to women, you're giving your complete self. You're not lying and manipulating to get things out of women. You're telling the truth because you told the truth to yourself. You're telling the truth to women about why you're there and what you want because you've told the truth to yourself. If you are not a masculine man, you are a fragmented man. A fragmented man presents sides of himself to women that are in increments. And the only thing that is manipulation. You're showing sides of yourself to get different things from women because you are not good enough to present your full self and get those same things from women. So you manipulate women out of their panties. You manipulate women out of the various things that you want from them, as opposed to presenting yourself to women and allowing them to make the choice based on the full man that you are in their space. Manipulation is an attempt to coerce someone to make a decision that is out of their control. And it's out of their control because you did not present your full self to that person, meaning that you did not give them the ability to choose you. You chose for them. That's manipulation. And nothing good comes from that because that's not a solid foundation, and everything is going to fall apart, and you will pay the price because you establish the atmosphere of manipulation. The weakest thing, the weakest phrase that I hear from men, as long as I get the pussy. As long as I get the pussy means that I will disrespect myself, I will shapeshift, I will manipulate, I will lie, I will do anything I need to do to get that pussy. And you'll do anything because you're holding the woman and you're holding her vagina above you. And it's a fear, manipulation is a fear-based proposition. So you manipulate because you're fearful of losing her and whatever you want from her. And you're fearful that you are not enough without manipulation to get those things from her. Everything that you present to a woman, you've already presented it to yourself. I'll say that again. Everything that you present to a woman, you've already presented it to yourself. So manipulation is a fear-based proposition that you've already introduced to yourself. You cannot give beyond what you are. And that's why you don't know the kind of women that you want. And that's why you can't get the women you want. Because you're not the man that you want. You're not the man that you want until you can fully offer yourself to the world in fullness and in totality. You're not hiding behind anything. Manipulation is you're hiding behind things because you instinctively know that you have not developed yourself into enough to get the things that you want. And nothing good comes from that. Absolutely nothing good comes from that. That's chaos and confusion and a major price that you're going to pay. So I'll just get to the example. So there's a young guy I know, we have conversations and things like that. And he brought a particular issue to me right in the moment. And there was a woman who was, quote unquote, the baddest that he's ever had. And she was checking for him. And he was, double texting her, doing whatever he could do just to get in her space. And he was disturbed because he really was into this girl. Barely knew her, but he was very into her. And she was offering him plates of shit. She was giving him the runaround. She was lying to him. She was ignoring him. He actually saw her on Snapchat after she told him that she wasn't available and she was going to be doing something else. He saw her on Snapchat with another guy, and they were out having drinks and all this kind of stuff. And he was disturbed when he should have just dismissed this girl. And so he asked me, he said, what should I do? I said, just block her. I said, the way that she's starting out is going to do nothing but increase in fervor over time, meaning she's already feeding you shit. Get ready for larger and more frequent plates of shit if she knows that you don't love yourself enough to dismiss her. And so he blocked her, and then right on cue, now it became a game of the manipulators. Right on cue, she was just like, oh, I'm so bad, men don't do that to me. So she immediately offered him a proposition to get into her presence, and he accepted it. I told him not to, but he did it anyway. And he made it to the point where he was able to, have half of a sexual encounter with her. He didn't go all the way, but, she, topped him off, all that good stuff. And he was excited. He called me and, all that stuff. And, he was pretty excited. But he also told me something that was in accordance with what I told him was going to happen if he kept her in the space. So she was just like, okay, if you want this pussy, then you're going to have to take me to this 5-star restaurant. He was asking me if he should do it. I said, hell no. You don't give any woman an offering for something that is an equal exchange. Sex is an equal exchange. But when it comes to getting women with manipulation and dealing with women who manipulate you, when it comes to that, the woman is going to offer herself to you in increments because she knows that you're a fragmented man without a complete identity and love for himself. She's going to offer herself to you in increments, and every increment that she offers herself to you in is going to be attached with a price. There's a price tag. The price tag to get with her the initial evening in the story I just told was jumping through her hoops and putting up with her games, okay? So he got past that. And then when he finally did have an encounter with her, The next increment that came with the price tag was you're going to have to monetarily indulge me if I'm going to give you this pussy. Meaning you're going to take me to this 5-star restaurant and spend this money on me. And I was telling him, I was just like, just drop her off, man. Just drop her off. You know, you got a semblance of what you wanted from her. Just drop her off at this point, because the offerings are only going to get greater that she's asking for from you. And we haven't talked since then. But that's what women do. When they know that you don't love yourself, then they offer themselves to you in increments. And every increment has a price tag associated with it, because she knows that you are not the full man who is deserving of being in her space. She knows you don't believe in yourself enough not to eat her shit. And as soon as the woman knows that you're going to eat her shit and tolerate her disrespect, then she's immediately going to give you a price tag on everything that you have to do to get into her space, because you don't love yourself. In her mind is let the games begin. And then a lot of men, because they'll do anything for that pussy, they're going to engage in the manipulation, because they're manipulating her because they really don't want to do that shit. But as long as they can get a little closer to the pussy, they're going to do it. So they're manipulating her, and then she's manipulating them. And then when two manipulators come together, it's may the best manipulator win. But what both parties don't realize is that no one wins, because regardless of who gets what from the other person, neither one of them are going to have a fully optimized and satisfying experience, because they weren't able to be themselves. That's the only way to have a fully satisfied and optimized experience, is you have to show up as yourself. You have to show up as yourself. And a lot of men will say, oh, it's just some pussy. And if it's just some pussy, why the fuck you jumping through so many hoops? If it's just some pussy, why are you going over to her side? And see, the lies begin within, because you're denying the truth that is within. When you accept the truth that is within, you don't shapeshift, you don't lie, and you don't manipulate to get the things you want. You become a match for those things. When you love yourself, you elevate to certain levels to acquire the things that you want from life. When you're honest with yourself, you're not going to settle for things and do things that are not in accordance with what you want and how you want to go about acquiring those things. And so that's why the woman treats you like shit, is because you're treating yourself like shit by not becoming a man who's a match for the things that you want, because you don't love yourself. And then when a woman knows that you don't love yourself, she instinctively, biologically, and spiritually hates you. That's why she treats you like shit, because you're treating yourself like shit. She hates you because she's the weaker vessel, and she knows that her optimized experiences and her best experiences in life are going to be aligned and joined with a man who is in his full bloom of understanding and acceptance of himself as the stronger vessel. So she knows that she can't have the experience that she was designed to have, because she's not in the presence of the man that can give that to her. We're supposed to give to women. That's why we were designated the stronger vessel. That's why women were entrusted to us. We're supposed to give to them. But you can't identify the woman that's worth giving something to until you've become the man that is in full awareness of himself, that's given himself to himself. You give yourself to yourself as a man by submitting to the masculinity that is inside of you, by listening to that truthful voice that's actually trying to explain to you and show you what your value is. So that woman know that you hate yourself, because you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one and you're going to despise the other. So if your master is hate, then you're going to despise the truth. And if your master is truth, then you're going to despise the things that people do when they hate themselves. And that's why your experience with women are so fragmented, And so they're so incremental because you're fragmented and you're incremental. And you can't get anything outside of what you are. You've already had the conversation with yourself before you've made the proposition to the woman. A fragmented man is afraid to lose. A fragmented man is a fear-based individual. A fragmented man is in full submission to the woman as long as she's a bad bitch. As long as he can get some pussy. That's a fragmented man. And a fragmented man is in full submission to the fragmented woman. And then when a woman is leading because you're in submission to her, she hates you because she's supposed to be in submission to you. And she's going to treat you like shit because you're treating yourself like shit. And some of you all have the right woman right there. There's a woman that believes in you. There's a woman that speaks into your future. But as I was talking to a gentleman today, he says, she's 95% of what I want. But there's something missing. There's something missing. She's doing everything right. You know, he's decently attracted to her and all that stuff, but he wants a different type of woman. But more than likely, she's the right type of woman. But he doesn't love himself enough to compensate for that 5% of what he thinks is missing. The compensation for that 5% is him loving himself and being his full self and understanding that the woman is treating him in accordance with how he sees himself. But he thinks something is missing because something is missing within him. He hasn't fully absorbed himself. He hasn't fully inhaled himself in terms of who he is and what he wants. And that's when beauty comes into focus, is when that woman is treating you in accordance with how you see yourself. That's when beauty comes into focus. But you can't see yourself until you accept yourself. And a lot of men, they don't know themselves because they haven't pushed the full boundary of their development as a man. They haven't had a conversation with themselves in terms of what they want from life in every area of their life. That's masculinity right there. That's when you're living from the inside out. And so if you haven't had that conversation with yourself, then you're going to be fragmented because you don't have a complete identity. Your identity is fragmented. And so you can have a whole woman, but you can't even see her in her whole state because your vision is fragmented because your perception of yourself is incomplete. And so you can have the right woman right there, and everything that you think you're missing in terms of, oh, I'm not that attracted to her. Oh, there's other things that I want. That woman would be the most beautiful woman you've ever seen as soon as you become the most beautiful man that you've ever encountered. That's why I made the video at the beginning of the year. I said, yeah, she's beautiful, but I'm gorgeous. And when you place yourself above women, which you're supposed to do, then you're going to have a recognition and appreciation for the women that are coming into your life the right way. They're going to look better than the bad bitch. Because a lot of times that bad bitch comes with manipulation, games, power plays, and all kinds of plates of shit that you're going to have to eat. Because that's her mantra. That's how she goes through life, taking advantage of men, taking advantage of people. Because she doesn't have a full understanding of what she is. Everything that she wants is missing. She's having incremental experiences in life that lack fulfillment. And then you show up in her life as a fragmented man, and then you all are just giving each other fragmented experiences. Neither one of you all are fulfilled. But that right woman is right there in your face. Right there staring at you. Waiting for you to have an awareness of yourself so that you can have a full awareness of her. And once you lose that woman, because those good women, they don't stick around forever. And once they're gone, they're gone. And then once you lose that woman, you're going to feel the presence and the magnitude of her loss because the masculine man inside of you knows that that was an exact match for you. That masculinity knows what your actual match is in life. And you don't want to come to that awareness on the back end, because by that time it's too late. You'll never get the same version of her ever again, because she can't trust you. You're not a safe space for her to insert herself into. She understands with the type of experience that she was given to you. She understands the presence that she had in your life, and that's why she can withdraw herself. And when she withdraws herself, it's permanent. And so some of you have some women in your life, and you need to recalibrate things with her and say, hey, I messed up. I lied. I manipulated. But I'm working on myself, and subsequently, I'm going to be a better man for you. I'm not becoming a better man for you. I'm becoming a better man for myself, and subsequently, you're going to benefit, because I'm going to become the sovereign, self-loving space that you were designed to rest in. You have to become that man, but it begins with loving yourself. And a lot of men, they're denying themselves the best experiences in life, which is knowing and accepting yourself and offering your full self to the world. That comes with your best experiences coming back to you. A lot of men are robbing themselves of their full experience in life because they want to have some consistent pussy. And a lot of times you will have some women in your life that are shown up the right way, but you are not fully attracted to them, and you instinctively know that you don't have that spark or that connection that's needed in order for you all to go somewhere. But she's consistent, and she never denies you, like I hear so many men say, oh, she never turns me down. But your eyes are open, looking for the woman that's a full representation of what you really want. So you're lying to her, telling her she's it, because you haven't become a man that is a match for the woman that you really want. And everybody loses in that scenario. And she's eventually going to find you out anyway. And so you're stuck. You're in limbo because you want some consistent pussy. And you're going to lie, connive, shapeshift, and manipulate in order to keep it there. But you're unfulfilled because you haven't become a man that you can go out to the world naked, completely exposed, in your full self, and attract the woman who's going to give herself to you. Just like this woman that you're holding hostage through lying and manipulating to for some consistent pussy. Once you elevate and you accept yourself, then the right woman is going to come into your life that's a full representation of what you want. And so you holding that woman hostage and lying to her just to have some consistent pussy is actually you operating in and exercising the lie to yourself that's going to keep you in bondage. The bondage is when you cannot go through life fulfilled and have the optimal experiences. And so you can't be afraid of a drought. If you're going to undertake a path of growth, there will be a season of drought, because you have to transition into the new man that you've become and become a match for the new things, the better, more evolved and elevated things that are going to come back to you. But you can't experience those things until you're willing to leave the old things behind. And the only way to have a mindset to leave the old things behind is to become the man in a perpetual state of growth until you arrive at a new level. You grow because you love and accept yourself, and you accept that there are things that you want that you're going to have to grow into. It takes discipline. You're going to have to go without for some seasons. But you're going without so that everything that comes into your life, once you arrive at your new place of elevation and evolution, everything that comes to you will be your exact match, will come with fulfillment, will not be fragmented because you are no longer fragmented. So just absorb this message and understand that this is the only way to get the women that you want, is to become the whole man. As long as you've dedicated yourself to shape-shifting, lying, and manipulated to get the things that you want from women, you'll never get the fullness of the experience with the women that you really want. You'll never get that. So stop lying to yourself. Stop making fear-based propositions and movements in life and with women, and be true to yourself in terms of what you want and the man that you need to become to get those things. And once you undertake that path, your atmosphere will shift, and everything that comes into your life will be an exact representation of what you want by consequence of the man that you've become. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Bring you a video tonight just talking about the only way to get the women you want. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And if you would like for me to make a custom video on a topic that you want me to talk about just for you, then make a donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. And I will do an assessment of your topic, because you have to put your topic in the note on PayPal or Cash App. They both have a note feature when you make a donation. Put your topic in the note, and then I will do the assessment and get your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your subject matter that you want me to talk about is more in depth than just leaving a note, then make your donation of $50 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App that's in my video description. And then email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more in-depth description of what you want me to talk about in your video. And it will still be up on my channel in 24 hours or less. If my message has been of value to you in this video, then I want you to do not hesitate to make a donation. Okay, I'm thankful for everyone who's donating. You continue to help me to grow, elevate, just as I'm continuing to help you as well. We're making a great exchange every time you donate. My donation information is in my video description, my PayPal, and my Cash App. I'll never tell you what to donate. However you've been impacted, just donate accordingly, man. That's as far as I go with that. And if you're in need of coaching, if my voice resonates with you, and you know that Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, can help you to get past the different issues that you're facing in the dating space, and there's a place that you want to arrive, but you just haven't been able to pull it together, believe me, these coaching sessions are where the magic happens and you get the breakthroughs that you're looking for. If you're in need of coaching, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter and leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I will do an assessment and get right back to you with the terms of the coaching. And once you accept the terms of the coaching, we'll set a date and a time, and then the coaching will occur immediately at that set date and time. And there is going to be some changing to this coaching. Some of you have received coaching from me. My sessions were 30 minutes, but basically everybody, we go over that. So I have to be true to the offering that I have to offer to you all. And my coaching sessions will now be 1 hour. Every coaching session will be 1 hour. And the price, if you've already got a session before, that's when I talk about the terms, the price is doubling. I'm just giving you all a heads up, okay? In addition to that, I'm working with some great people, and we're building my community. We're going to have a space where you're going to get 2 exclusive, super elevated videos per week. We're going to have Zoom sessions where I will present a monologue on whatever topic that we're going to talk about in the Zoom session, and you all can interact with me in real time and bring your issues to me, and everyone's just going to have a round table, and we're going to experience breakthroughs. And there's going to be other things within this membership, in this community that I'm going to offer. It's going to be a great space. We're going to have message boards. It's going to be interactive. You all are going to have direct access to me and this new elevated content that I'm going to be putting just in that particular space. You're going to love this thing, man. Details are coming soon. But that's pretty much it, man. I'm going to be releasing a survey so that you all can answer some questions that will help me to make this community better, because we're launching very quickly. So I will put the survey link in the description, and you all just, tune in and decide if this is the space for you. I've enjoyed this tonight, and just always remember, do not make fear-based propositions to women based in lies, conniving, and manipulation, because you're only shorting yourself. If you want the optimal fulfillment in life and with beautiful women, then you have to show up fully as yourself. And the only way to show up fully as yourself is to fully accept yourself, inhale yourself, and be real with yourself in terms of what you want from life. and what it's going to take to become the man who is a match to acquire the things that you want from life. I'll see you all soon.